Okay, good afternoon and welcome you to another edition of Every Voice Matters. And I am Samuel Washer, and this is Fact Corner Page. You know how we do it every week. We tend to look through some of the stories that make the rounds in this just concluded week, and we create a perspective to it from my analyst in the studio in person of Dr. Gideon Ogene. Get straight to the discussion of today, Dr. Gideon. In this just concluded week, the National Bureau of Statistics has disclosed that 133 million Nigerians are multidimensionally poor, and this figure exceeded the World Bank's projection for Nigeria in 2022. The World Bank earlier projected that the number of poor Nigerians will hit 95.1 million in 2022. And at the same time, it can be recalled that the Disparity-led administration said its regime would lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty between 2020 and 2030. But it's quite funny and unfortunate that the number of poor Nigerians increased drastically even under Buhari's administration. And I want to put this to you, sir. What are the causes of poverty in Nigeria? And what can Nigerians in diaspora do to reduce this menace?
Yeah, thank you, Samuel, for that important question. So the causes of poverty in Nigeria includes unemployment, corruption, no diversification of the economy of Nigeria, income inequality in the country, poor education systems. These are the key factors that contribute to poverty in Nigeria. And as you mentioned, poverty is multidimensional. It's a multidimensional phenomenon. The World Bank in 2001, there was a report of World Bank in 2001, which talks about the various dimensions of poverty as number one, lack of opportunity, lack of empowerment, lack of security. When you talk about opportunity, it means that the doors of opportunity remain closed to some poor masses, and that makes them to be practically inactive in the society. There is lack of empowerment, which limits their choices in everything, and they are also exposed to lack of security, which makes them vulnerable to diseases, to violence, and so on and so forth. So when you talk about poverty, it means denial of choices and opportunities. It means violation of human dignity. It means lack of basic capacity to participate effectively in the society. It means not having enough food to feed, not having clothes for yourself and your family, not having a school or clinic. The World Bank defined poverty as the number of people living below $1 a day. So anybody that's living below $1 a day is living in poverty. And in Nigeria, according to reports that you cited, 33 million Nigeria are actually living below poverty line in Nigeria, and that is the highest that you can see in any part of the world. That means it's correct that Nigeria is the poverty headquarter of the world. It means that there is powerlessness of the citizens. It means there are exclusions of households in Nigeria. It means that many households in Nigeria are inactive in the society because they are fighting poverty. So this is a reality of what is facing us. And like you said the government of Buhari, when they were coming, they promised to lift 100 million Nigeria out of poverty, but today they have dropped 133 million Nigerians into poverty. So what I would say is that this has a lot of implications for the country. It has a lot of implications for the democracy of Nigeria. It has a lot of implications for the life of the millions of Nigerian people, because when you have too many people in poverty as you have in Nigeria, what you have is that you will have lack of security. You will have people going into crimes. You will have young people getting frustrated and doing all manners of things. So this is what we have. Your question also include that what can Nigerians in diaspora,
because we are having issues of people going abroad, and if they get there, what are the things they can do to help people in Nigeria to get out of this menace?
I think what the question should be, what have they been doing? Actually, there is a report by PwC in 2018, which says that when you talk about diaspora remittances to sub-Saharan Africa, that Nigeria contributes highest. 1/3 of diaspora remittances to sub-Saharan Africa actually come to Nigeria. So the figure stood at about $22 billion in 2018, and that is about 6.1% of Nigeria GDP coming from coming in terms of remittances from Nigerian in diaspora. And you know that this is 2023. Between 2018 and now, I don't know the current figure, but many Nigerians have migrated to Western countries, and that means that the remittances to Nigeria will have increased between 2018 and 2022. In 2018, according to the reports of this PwC, they said that the remittances is about 83% of the budget of federal government of Nigeria, and is 11 times bigger than the foreign direct investment to Nigeria. And they also say that this will likely increase to $34 billion by 2023, which I know is possible, except if there are now policy in the countries that Nigerians are traveling to that kind of limit the remittance that they can make. But if they can continue to make remittance, it means that we are looking at close to $34 billion coming from Nigerians in diaspora to Nigeria. So I would say they are doing well in terms of contributing to remittance economy of the country.
And now, how can Nigerian youth build wealth even in this 21st century? Because so many Nigerian youth now have been solicited to, don't let me mention those big boys things of scamming, duping, just to get money. What are the legalized ways then, and how can Nigerian youth build wealth even in this 21st century?
You know, Africa is known as a young continent, and it's because of the fact that 75% of African population is under the age of 35, which means that many of the continent sector depend on the welfare of the young people, of the youth. So in Nigeria, for example, if you have good economic policy that can make young people to be productive, then I can say that the youth are actually the wealth of Nigeria, not the oil that we have. Young people are actually the wealth of Nigeria. Now, so what I would say is that young people in Nigeria should invest in skills development. They should develop skills and competencies that are required to function in the current fourth industrial revolution in this 21st century. And beyond that, there is a problem of politics in Nigeria, because you need a leader. Nigeria deserves a visionary leader that can provide opportunities for young people to thrive, to develop. So they need a leader that believes in youth empowerment. They need a leader that believes in production, moving the country from civil servant country where everybody is looking for government job to a country that is producing, a country that can employ even unskilled people in agriculture, in manufacturing, in real estate, in every sector of the economy. You know, I mentioned earlier on that what you have in Nigeria, what the major reason that many Nigerians are poor is because of non-diversification of Nigeria economy from oil-dependent economy. And that means that in manufacturing, we are not doing well. In agriculture, we are not doing well. So we need to create jobs. We need to provide opportunities for young people in this sector. So beyond youth investing in themselves to participate in the fourth industrial revolution, they also have to look at the question of politics. How do we elect people, visionary leader that can actually take Nigeria from where the country is right now to where the country needs to be? Because the country needs to fix infrastructure, they need to fix electricity, they need to fix security, they need to fix industries, they need to fix small and medium scale enterprises. So all of these have to be in place for young people to actually be productive. And there is a report that I saw sometimes. Some people were trying to investigate the investment culture of young people in some selected African countries. And the report suggests that young people in Nigeria, they have more tendency to invest. They have the investment culture among young Nigerians is higher than what you have in some other African countries. Young people in Nigeria, they are very resilient, they are very innovative, they are very productive, but they need a conducive environment for them to actually be productive. And once you have that, once you have good leadership, I can assure you that we can transform Nigeria. Like I said, young people are the weight of Nigeria.
Okay. Thanks so much for that beautiful contribution, Dr. Gideon. Now, let's go to the last talking point of today's show. And then, following the unveiling of the preliminary register of voters on its website, on the INEC, official INEC website, ahead of the 2023 general elections, INEC came under heavy criticism over allegations of multiple registrations and discrepancies on the register. And this led to an outcry on social media platforms such as Twitter, where many screenshots of profiles of persons who had registered multiple times were posted. And on the other hand, INEC has also decried low turnout of potential voters to collect their PVC, to obtain their PVC from some parts of the country. Now, the question is, what are the implications of these discrepancies? As it stands, majority, if you look at the comments people are trading out on the Twitter space, it shows that people have lost confidence in the government. And it seems majority of Nigerian youth are now losing their confidence in INEC. And how are we going to achieve a free and fair election coming 2023 general election, looking at all these manipulations? And
so thank you, Samuel, for this important question. Let me say that the discrepancy that you see in the national registers of voters is something not new. It's something that has always been like that in the history of the electoral process in Nigeria. Politicians, in collusion with members of INEC, they've always been trying to manipulate the process. But what I'm happy about is the way Nigerians are going about scrutinizing this register to make sure that they clean up these discrepancies that we see in the register. So it's a very good thing. It shows that people are interested in the process. People are interested in the free and fair election. People are interested in making sure that we have a credible election in 2023. And beyond the efforts that people are putting in place to make sure that the register is cleaned up, on the election day, people have to make sure that they monitor their votes. They have to make sure that they come out to vote for the candidate of their choice. They have to make sure that they monitor the entire process, from voting to collation of results, to transmission of results, to announcing the result. They have to make sure that they play their part, especially young people. You know, there's this saying in Nigeria that young people are the leaders of tomorrow, but that tomorrow looks unhealthy. So I think Nigerians, young people, have to see themselves as leaders of today, and they have to take charge of the electoral process to make sure that in their own constituency there is no manipulation they make sure that they seek to monitor the process, they participate fully as leaders of today, so that we can have a country that all of us will be proud of. Thank you.
And also, thanks so much for joining this show. And I encourage you to please like and comment on our content and share our content to your loved ones, as they will be exposed to more and more informative content from Fat Corner page. Don't forget, Fat in uppercase and Corner in lowercase. Please ensure that you collect your PVCs from your INEC centers, because without your PVC, you can't be part of 2023 general election. So please take and go and collect your PVC. INEC is telling you that it is available. And for you and for those that registered this year, we had reported that your PVC will be available the second week in December. And even some PVCs are available. So please and obtain your PVC so you can vote for the 2023 general election. Thanks for being here again. Thanks for watching.